Hello there my lovelies, it's Terry here from Vegs Test Creates, here for Fairy Stamper. I wanted to play today with one of my newer stamps. This is the Phoenix, and I watched a video by one of our other design team members yesterday, and she used watercolours and then saturated the paper and added drops of pure watercolour liquid and created this beautiful background. And then she used the Joseph's coat technique, and that sort of inspired me. And then whilst I was reorganising my craft room, I remembered that I'd recently got these watercolour inks that I've yet to use. So I figured that when you think of phoenixes, you think about sort of, you know, them rising from the ashes and flames and things like that. So I've got this box of watercolour inks from the Textures range by Lou Collins, and I've picked out these three colours, which it doesn't say what colours they are, but I think they're like red, orange and yellow, or red, orange and pink, or something like that. So I am going to, now I've never done a technique like this before, so if it goes horribly wrong, I might switch back to a technique that I'm more comfortable with, such as ink blending, or I might use some of my watercolour pens to get a similar effect. So what I've got here is just a simple, cheap spray bottle of water on top of my messy mat, which is really handy because it's heat resistant, and you know, you can put do anything on it really. It's good for things like stencils and mousses because it's wipeable. So what I'm going to do is, the idea is I'm going to drop some colours up here and then tilt the card so that they all run down, and then when I then turn the page up, I'm going to have upward streaks so that it looks like flames rising. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen. So wish me luck. Oh, look at that gorgeous bright red. That is beautiful. Oh, and that's orange. Oops. That is gorgeous. That's just the kind of thing I was wanting to happen. Let's have some more of this orange. And then if I do it like this. Oh, that's looking lovely. I think the other one might be pink, but let's try it anyway. Yeah, that looks like pink. Looks like pink to me. Oh, it's like a dark pinky red. Yeah, it's definitely pink. So I want some more red. Oh, I think this is gonna look lovely, guys. I would like some yellow in there as well, so I'm going to use a yellow Aquaflow pen. Spiced ginger, that's kind of yellowy. So this is a Nuvo Aquaflow pen that I have yet to use. Again, just a water-based ink. I think you could use any type of thing. Okie dokie. So there's a bit here that hasn't got anything on, but I think that's fine. In fact, let me just grab a water brush, which I should have handy, and just pick up because I do want this sort of like streaky lines effect to make it look like flames. So at this point you can either leave it to dry, or if you're impatient like I am, you can speed up the process using a heat gun. But also we've got all this extra colour on here, which you know, it would be criminal to waste. So I'm going to grab another piece of watercolour paper and smush it all around. Smushy, smushy, smush. I'm just trying to get all of the yellow ink off this watercolour brush pen. Right, so let's get another piece of, if anyone's interested, you can use any watercolour paper, but the one I happen to have is this one from Tonic Studios. It's a Craft Perfect one. So we're going to smush, which is also just so much fun. To get some beautiful background panels which can be used for a variety of different things. There's so much ink on here, I can get a few out of it, to be honest. In fact, what I might do, I think I'm going to heat set these two and then go in and add some more. See, because this one's basically all orange. Because they've sort of, the colours have sort of mixed together. So I'm going to heat set these and then add some extra colour, because we don't want to waste any of this lovely ink. And then I'll be back in a moment. I'm just popping back on to show you a bit more of this process, guys. It's so much fun to keep adding bits of leftover watercolour onto watercolour card and then heat setting it and then adding another layer and doing it like that. It really is. I mean, I'm getting some absolutely gorgeous effects and layering. It's beautiful. And so literally all I'm doing is just like smushing so that we don't waste anything. Try and make sure like every area that's of white space is covered. And then this could be used as another panel, or I could use it to die cut out of. I could use it to die cut flowers out of. But I think when you've got a really textured, interesting background like this, you don't really need to do much to it, because like the background's kind of like the focus. I think we've got nearly pretty much all of the ink off here. So I'm just trying to, so I don't really want any white spaces. And the only thing, I did add a few extra bits of the ginger colour Aquaflow pen, the yellowy colour, onto this one, but that's all I've done differently. So I've now got 3 panels. Hello again, my crafty friends. Right, so here we are. We've got 3 inky backgrounds. So this was the first one that I created, which I do like. I love the colours. However, I feel that it's not as fiery as I wanted. I think there's too much sort of matte block colour around here. This was the second one I made, where I did a few initial smushes, dried it off, did some more smushes, etc. And again, I really like that, especially all this detail here, which I think will make the perfect background for a card. And this is my last one. So this was mopping up the very final pieces, and I also went in with the yellow Aquaflow pen and just filled in a few bits here and there where there was some white space. I haven't done all of it, for example, there's a bit of white space there. But I think that this one is more the effect I was going for. I think you'll agree this looks much more sort of fiery. So this is an A6 card. So I'll be making an A6 card today. So my intention is to trim this down a little bit. And then we'll have our phoenix there. And then I really like this sentiment, there is magic about you that is all your own. And I think that will look really nice with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat emboss in gold the phoenix and the sentiment, and then I'll trim down the panel. So I won't show heat embossing on here because again I have demonstrated heat embossing before, and I don't want to keep on demonstrating techniques if people already know how to do it. So I'll pop a link here to a video that I've done recently which showed heat embossing, but I'm going to switch the camera off now, do the heat embossing, trim the panel down, and return in a moment with the finished card. So see you in a mo. And here we go, my fellow crafters, the completed card. So I'll move it around for you so you can see all the dazzle and sparkle in the light. I hadn't realised, but I've actually got a glitter gold embossing powder in my stash. So I decided to use that on the phoenix and the sentiment. And I'm really glad I did, because as well as getting that beautiful gold, you get that subtle glittery finish, which is really quite prominent in real life. I absolutely adore the background. It's something I'm definitely going to be making more of. It's so quick and easy. I just highly recommend it. It's really fun and therapeutic. So all I then did to finish it off was I took a black gel pen and just drew a rough border around the sentiment, and then I outlined the phoenix in the same black gel pen. And then I used a dark red gel pen just to fill in the wings and the feathers. I then cut the panel down. So this is an A2 card, so is 4.5 by 6.25. So I cut the main panel down to a 1/4 inch shorter on each side, so 4.25 by 6, and then I cut the black mat to be in between those two sizes. So I'm really pleased with that. I'd love to know what your thoughts are, so please do let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll always get back to you. And just a quick reminder to subscribe to the Fairy Stamper YouTube channel if you've been enjoying the content, and also to remind you that we have a Fairy Stamper Hugs Facebook group, which you're welcome to post your own makes, your magical and mystical makes in there, and there are regular competitions as well to win gift vouchers to the shop. So all details of the products used will be listed in the description box below, with links for you to follow if you want to buy any of these stamps. The other products are just, as I've mentioned, just out of my own stash. So that's all from me today, Terry, and I'll see and speak to you again in another 2 weeks for another crafty video. But before then, there'll be lots of other videos for you from our other design team members. So bye for now.